got into this project a little over a year ago, one of our biggest challenges was actually marrying the two styles together. She is much more traditional and he is much more contemporary. One of the ways that I decided to tackle that was to overall have a more contemporary vibe to the space, but hide the patterns and details and little bits of color here and there. That became one of the biggest challenges, but it was a lot of fun too. Hi, my name is Joanne from Joanne Dolan Design, and this is Project Salisbury. In the original design, when you walked into the house, it was a very small and constricted space. So we opened it up and the entry now blends into the living room. We designed a beautiful piece of built-in millwork that functions as a closet, and it fits beautifully in with the living room because it looks like a piece of furniture. The house is south-facing, and the bay windows are part of the traditional architecture of this Victorian row house. I wanted to make sure that we brought in a lot of light, but added beautiful drapery so that we had a nice emphasis on those beautiful windows. We combined two different fabrics together and added a gorgeous animal print trim to separate the two and as a little special detail. The living room is much more reflective of her style. Although the furniture is more contemporary in line, it's a beautiful combination of traditional interior architecture and more contemporary furnishings. The dining room, we really focused on the client's love for entertaining. So the dining table was designed so that we could add leaves to the ends and extend the number of people that could sit. The dining room is a really interesting combination of the two. The dining chairs are much more contemporary, and then the dining table, we got some detail of her in there with the beautiful turned legs. The house is quite open concept, so we had to consider what was happening in each of the spaces on the main floor and make sure they flowed together and didn't compete with each other. We focused a lot with the kitchen design on added storage, making sure that there was a place for everything. We also added an entire wall of pantry cabinets that will hold just about anything you could possibly need in a kitchen. The island is extra long with bar stools at one end and as well as some additional storage on the other end. We also decided to do the island in a contrasting color. This is actually a very dark blue, which is a beautiful contrast to the warm gray of the rest of the cabinetry. We chose quartz material for the kitchen countertops. It has a little bit of veining, so it has some interest, but it doesn't overwhelm the space. The clients are wine drinkers, so we needed to make sure that we had a good amount of storage for wine. We were able to add a row of wine shelves to one side of the fridge, and the size of the island also let us have a wine fridge. When you get to the top of the stairs, the first thing you see is the office. We've done it in a really deep, dark blue color, and we decided to bring that color up onto the ceiling and all of the trim work as well for a much more masculine vibe. This is where we really have him represented. The energy is completely different, really enveloping. It's the type of space that you just want to come in and spend the entire day. This room might be my favorite in the whole house. The primary bathroom was centered around the gorgeous, very large cast iron clawfoot tub. The tub itself is black on the bottom and of course white on the inside, and we took that black and white and made that the theme of the room. Black tiles on the floor and a gorgeous, really fun stripe of black, white, and a bit of taupe in the shower. The bathroom is definitely a little bit more her with these traditional details. I really love this bathroom. I think it turned out perfectly. Primary bedroom is where we used a lot of wallpaper instead of paint. We actually kind of flipped the script on it this way. The wallpaper is a beautiful texture. It has some interesting little flecks of color, and we pulled one of the blues and did the paint on the trim and the built-in, and then pulled that paint up to the ceiling as well. We had a lot of fun with fabrics in this room. The drapery is a beautiful deep blue velvet, and we used a contrasting fabric to create an interesting trim across the top of the panels. Primary, I would say, is also more her, but the furniture is definitely on the contemporary side, so then maybe this is a bit more of a mix. The third floor of the house is actually where the most amount of construction happened. We changed the roof line of the back of the house. We bumped it up so that we could have this really large bedroom up here with a huge sliding door that leads out to a third floor deck. This third floor is all about their teenage daughter, and she chose this beautiful deep pink for us to paint on the ceiling of her bedroom, and then we brought it into her bathroom as well in the color that's on the vanity, as well as the beautiful tile that we chose for her shower. And also on this floor, we managed to carve out some space for a really fun study hangout space. The finished product is wonderful. It's one of the biggest projects that we've done in terms of being involved throughout the entire construction phase, as well as all of the decor, and it's a full house of new furniture, and it's an entirely new look for the house. I really am proud of this project. I really loved every minute of working on it, and I'm kind of sad that it's done. We accomplished the perfect mix of his and her style, and the clients are very, very happy.